Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria, and in today's video I will be sharing with you how to set up a Montessori-inspired environment at home. I am a mom of three. I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 4-month-old baby. I've been practicing Montessori at home since my oldest, who is 6 now, was 8 months. Both of my older children go to Montessori school, and they started at the toddler year where they were like just over 2 years of age. I also work in the industry of childhood development and education. So I work in Montessori school, also with a pediatric therapy boutique, during speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy. So in today's video, I will share with you all of the steps, how you can set up this environment, what is important to cover if you're creating a homeschool for toddlers, and also introduce you to my newest business venture, Toddler Learning Centre. It is an online curriculum for toddlers ages 15 to 18 months, and it has video presentations of activities, plus a startup homeschool box that comes with everything that you need to set up your homeschool environment. So a traditional Montessori preschool or a toddler classroom has several different areas, and those are the areas indoors. It's kind of a child's environment created indoors with a child-sized furniture where everything is accessible. You've heard this term a lot. It's basically the low shelves with baskets. There's one material per basket so children can successfully use these materials, put them back together, and clean after themselves. There's also a screened indoor environment where they can do more of the messy play, and there's always outdoor environment because Montessori always encouraged young children to spend as much time outdoors as possible. So that's the first key aspect. Make sure that your child has a good flow of the structure at home where they can do indoor activities, where they independently move from one activity to another, then that they have the area where they can do any kind of messy play, or that is like semi-outdoors area, and then the area that is completely outdoors where they can just exercise and their physical activity, run around, kick, and practice all important physical development skills. To create a successful environment for toddlers at home, you need to also target all the major developmental groups of skills, such as speech development. It's the biggest one with toddlers, just because if their speech is not catching up to their other development, they can get quite frustrated, and that's where a lot of behavioral issues come from. The next one is the development of their fine motor skills, because toddlers grow up to be preschoolers and then school-aged kids. So during those years, they work a lot on defining multiple schemes, from their grasp pattern to the midline crossing, to tracking with their eyes. So all those things are very important, and it's in a group of fine motor skills. And there is also important area of sensory development and play, and it kind of goes to creative development as well, because with toddlers, you're not going to be introducing a lot of different textures, because a lot of things still go into their mouth, but the ones that you introduce should be safe, and they can also be used for creative development. Type of sensory bins that you've made at home, it can be rice, it can be beans, it can be popcorn. Also, you can do all kinds of art projects. Typically, you would set up a brush with only few colors out, so your child can independently access it, and clean up is easier. You don't want to make it too difficult for toddlers, because first of all, they aren't in the business of completing art projects. They focus a lot on the process of doing it, more than on the final result. That's an important part with all of the younger children. They like doing things for the sake of doing them versus having a finished product. The next area that you have to cover is the physical development. If you have the steps, if they can learn how to kick the ball, how to throw the ball, how to cross the midline. Midline crossing is important for children to kind of merge the two sides of their brain and establish hand dominance. How do you cover all of those important areas of development at home with your child? Well, that's why I designed Toddler Learning Centre. I felt like I've learned so much with my kids, and also watching all those multiple children throughout, in the schools and in the pediatric therapy places. all of the kids reach the milestones pretty much at the same time and they work on the same skills, and the progression is very similar. Think about it. Your child has to learn how to roll before they're able to sit up because they need to strengthen their core muscles. It is exactly the same with toddlers. Before they will be able to write as a preschooler, they need to develop their proper grasp pattern. To develop proper grasp pattern, they have to handle small objects. In Toddler Learning Centre, we present you with 6 videos daily that cover all of the skills. For example, for speech development, you might want to set up a series of speech baskets. Speech basket is basically a small basket with objects that encourage your child's speech. You can provide them with animal sounds in the beginning. For example, if you have a speech basket with animals, you would introduce the animals that produce sounds starting with the letter sounds b, p, m, because those are the first one that your child will try to imitate. Then the next popular speech basket is always things that go. Things that go is also very popular because children typically enjoy cars. They enjoy, regardless of boys or girls, they all kind of, gravitate towards the same object. And when you do with things that go, it also gives you an opportunity to produce multiple phrases that they can learn, such as ready, set, go, 1, 2, 3, things that they can simply imitate. To encourage your child's fine motor skills development, there is a series of activities that you can do, from posting to transfer to threading. All of those activities build upon each other. In our curriculum, we build upon each other as well. Strengthening your child's hand, defining hand-eye coordination, also strengthening their grasp pattern and developing it through the series of activities. A lot of practical life activities in Montessori approach actually works specifically on that. And when you set it up at home, practical life activities is something that you can do with your child and introduce seasonal items in it. Like you can see in my playroom right now, even though I don't have toddlers, my kids are older and I have a baby, we still do a lot of seasonal activities in the practical life area of my playroom, just because kids love it. When it comes to rotating the materials, you have to follow your child because you have the flexibility of doing it at home. So with your child, make sure that they perfected their skill and they're ready to move on to the next activity. Don't put it away just because you feel like it is time to try something new. Let them perfect the skills, because again, a lot of the times children do things to perfect their skills up until they're ready to move on to the next, and then you can just make that same activity that they enjoyed so much a little bit more complex. Add a new utensil, add a smaller type of grain. So they started with pasta, add rice, then make it popcorn. So you can always change the mediums to achieve your goals. When you set up your environment, also think about grouping the items, like your sensory development and your creative development should sit together in the area where it is okay to be messy. Teach your child also that there is spaces for certain activities. Play-doh is done only at the table. That's where we do it. Other activities like card matching can be done on the rug. A lot of the times in Montessori classroom, they will have a small rug that they unroll to do their work. You can do the same as well. Keeping language activities together with books. So setting up a speech basket, a matching activity and books together, where it all kind of creates this language area. Then the same with math activities you're introducing, or you're doing patterns. All of that kind of has the place, and that's where you rotate throughout those places. Also, to have a successful experience of homeschooling toddlers, you need to set the boundaries. Teach your child that things that, for example, messy things are done only on the table. Anytime that item ends up somewhere else except the table, you pack it up and say, I'm sorry, you cannot do it here. We can do it only at the table, and respectfully transfer your child's belongings to where they need to be at the moment. Encourage your child putting things back on the shelf. That's the reason why you have such a small amount of things, and they're so simple that you could teach your child that you had this out, let's put it back. And every time after each activity, follow the procedure exactly the same. All right, now it's time to unbox what comes in my Toddler Learning Center homeschool setup box to show you what you can expect if you order it online. There's two options. You can either sign up for curriculum only, and then you kind of go out there and purchase all the required materials. There's always a list of required items in the beginning of each week, so you know what you need to purchase. You can pull it out like Saturday, print it out, and go shopping to like Hobby Lobby, Target, and all those places, or order it on Amazon. Or if you want to make your life easier, you can just purchase the startup box that has a majority of the materials required for setting up the environment. And then you can always look at the toys, add those toys on your gift list for Amazon. It is time to unbox the homeschool starter box to give you ideas on what you might need to purchase, or if you're looking to sign up for the box, what you can expect. So first of all, it comes with two posters that go over all of the important terms, because a lot of you probably have no idea what am I talking about when I mention cross pattern or midline crossing or nonverbal communication and all those things. So this kind of gives you an overview of everything that your child is working on in those early years, and kind of gives you more of an insight into all of the videos that are part of the curriculum. Each setup box has materials for 4 speech baskets. One is things that go, then there is also the speech basket with bugs, with farm animals, and birds. Just because all of those materials are the ones that are typically used in speech therapy to help your child develop their first sounds, words, and sentences. Following Montessori approach, all of the figurines are realistic looking, so you can do the matching activities and card matching activities with those items easily. To continue with the topic of speech development, you will also receive my first touch and feel cards from DK. If you have been a subscriber of mine, you know I've used these cards with Scarlett, with Justin, with all of my kids. So there is 2 of them. One is animals and one is things that go. My children love playing with them. There's so many activities you can do outside of the curriculum with those cards. Next area of the curriculum is fine motor skills development. So here is the materials that will be used for fine motor skills development. Well, first of all, each week is focusing on a specific material that will be used. One week is all the activities with Play-Doh. The next week is activities with pom-poms. The other week is rice and pasta and so forth. So you will get a set of pom-poms, so they're assorted pom-poms. That you will also get Echo Dough, primary colors, Play-Doh. Most of the materials are natural and is eco-friendly and toddler safe as possible. In this box, I searched for everything that I would buy for my children and I put it in here. You will also receive colored pasta for the variety of activities and colored rice. 2 types of beads for various works that are presented in the curriculum. One is animal beads that both of my children loved, and the other one is wooden beads. Also receive materials required for all kinds of art projects like brushes, toddler safe scissors, materials required to do transfer work, and sensory bins such as taunts, closed taunts, and also like a turkey buster. There are materials for practical life such as squirting bottle for squirting activities. There is also toddler safe and toddler sized pitcher and glass for Montessori activities. There is also a set of items for practical life activities such as crinkled, a toddler safe knife, a funnel, a thread and yarn, and also a craft needle that your child can do threading work with. For creative development, you have a set of paints that are toddler safe and a set of crayons that work on your child's proper grasp pattern at that age, as well as Elmer's glue that is non-toxic. You can do a variety of projects. You will also receive a basket to set up your speech basket, and you will also receive a tray for rice activities or salt activities that you will be doing with the curriculum. And the best, you also have access to exclusive printables that are already printed for you. Those are the matching cards and all kinds of extension activities that you will be doing during the curriculum. Most importantly, Toddler Learning Center is more than just an online curriculum and the setup box. It is a community. So please make sure to subscribe to all of our channels and our Facebook and Instagram. The goal of this project is to create a supportive environment for like-minded parents so we can all communicate, share our ideas, and raise our children to reach their full potential. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel, go check out Toddler Learning Center, and I'll see you later.